It's April 2nd, 8:30 at night. I'm recording this without writing anything down, so it's a little bit different than our other videos I've done, in which I usually write it down throughout the day and then um, narrate it, what I wrote. So today was pretty good. I woke up around 4:30, started working on my job, got a lot done, had a nice breakfast with my wife and daughter. We had eggs, toast, and prosciutto, which was really nice. And we had coffee, so it's always good. And then we went outside. I worked from the back patio on my computer, and they played in the backyard. And we went for a walk up the street. And in the sun, it was so warm and so nice. I was in shorts and a t-shirt and no shoes. Gosh, it was so nice in the sun, but as soon as you got to the top of the hill, it was so windy, it was freezing, and when the sun went behind a cloud, it was really cold. An interesting thing I've noticed, I've been outside so much, is looking up in the sky, there's almost no planes. Never. I barely see planes. Every once in a while, I'll see a plane come from the Air Force base, and like the A-10s that fly around doing their practice and stuff, but even that's much less than normal. And there's just no passenger planes. And I live about 15 miles away from a major international airport. And typically you see them up there all day. And sometimes you'll hear them low. Today I saw one way high up in the sky. And I just remember thinking it was so odd. The sky was so clear. It's just a few clouds would roll by, very small. And it was so warm in the sun. And it seemed brighter than normal. It was strange, but it was nice. It felt like a summer day. But seeing that there were no planes kind of made me sad a little bit. I mean, it just made me realize the unraveling that's happening right now, the decoupling of international trade and communication and movement. And I don't know what the long-term impact is going to be. I saw today that some of these stimulus checks to people are going to be late if you didn't have your direct deposit set up with the IRS already, which a lot of people don't want. I mean, I have it because I've done TurboTax in the past, so I'm probably connected to them. I don't know, but because I directly deposited money to the IRS through them before. But all these people, what's going to happen if their check is late? This is a one-time check. Each day I see on Facebook more and more people are losing their jobs. People I know, and it's just a bad situation. Because it's weird, because it goes from the top down. Because at some point, you have all these people unable to pay rent. So say I owned a home and I rented it, and my renter can't pay rent. Well, I could theoretically evict them, but then who's going to live in the house? How am I going to find a renter during the pandemic? And then the renter doesn't pay me, so I can't pay the bank. So the bank can't pay Freddie Mae or whatever. At the end of the day, we're going to see who controls these things truly. And I think there's going to be changes. There has to be. I mean, what are you going to do? Kick 30% of the population out of their homes? I saw that statistic today that 30% of mortgages may go unpaid, I think next month. So this month, people were pretty relatively safe because the shutdown really has happened. And some states still haven't even shut down, but the stay-at-home order happened about 2.5 weeks ago. So people are still getting paid. Luckily, I do electrical design work for utility companies, so I'm considered an essential worker. So I continue doing that for them, and probably will in the near future because whenever a pole needs work done or whatever, that's what we're doing. So I'm extremely fortunate that I got that job, and it was a weird fluke that I got it too years ago. But that's a conversation for a different day. So I don't know. I just it's a bad situation. I don't know why they I guess couldn't just freeze all the payments, but an economy without production has major issues and isn't going to last that long. But that's how the whole world is going. But I mean, what are we going to do when, food harvest comes and how's it all going to get there? I guess we'll figure that out. If you haven't started planting a garden, I suggest you do it. It's very, in these times of stress when you don't know what the future is going to bring, having a garden is really nice because you can go out there and you weed it, you plant it, and you can watch it grow daily, and it gives you hope. New life is coming up, and it's going to feed me and my family nutritious food. It's extremely satisfying to prepare, even if it's just some herbs. Um, like you have some planter pots out on a apartment terrace or something, plant herbs, and then you cook your meal with those herbs. It completely changes the food experience because you're much more intimately connected to it. So I highly suggest if you haven't started a garden, do it this weekend, do it tomorrow, because we don't know how long we're going to be stuck in this quarantine situation. We don't know what the extent and damage it's going to have on the economy, but it's going to be pretty bad. Um, it's going to be bad. I mean, I took economics in college, and everything is pointing towards it being bad. And the way we were so interconnected and global in our economy, and then suddenly shutting that down is going to have devastating effects on supply chains. Because in the past, you look at the Spanish flu, the Great Depression, and stuff. The majority of people were farmers, and the majority of people produced the large amount of their food themselves. And of course, there was some large industry and stuff, but a lot of people were more self-sufficient. Today, we're not like that. So you have such a large group of people who now have lost their jobs, do not understand why there's going to be changes to the supply distribution across the globe of products, who will not understand why, you know, the normal consumer goods that they buy are going to be in short supply. I mean, all of this was already coming down the barrel because of the tariff situation, the truck recession that was happening, the freight recession that was happening last summer. All of this was already coming down the barrel. It's just now being exacerbated times 10 because of the pandemic. But we were already starting and going to see some of these issues, and now we'll see them worse. You look at Australia, they had the fires, Africa and the Middle East, the locusts right now, the Midwest and middle United States and southern part having severe flooding last year and this spring. I don't know if it started really this spring. I'll have to look into that, but all of last year they were having flood issues. So there's a lot of issues coming. So get out there, do the things that you can do to bring joy to yourself and have a sense of accomplishment during this time in quarantine. Spend time with your family, read a book, learn a new skill. That's all I got to say. And have a great day and good luck.